Man, I'm wearing my waffle shirt again. I realized as I was editing the other day, this is like the only shirt I wear anymore. I can't help it. It's so soft and comfy. Alright, what are we here for today? It is the start of Thriller-a-thon. Thriller-a-thon. Which is... Really? Jack says hi. He's literally been asleep in his bed for all morning. As soon as the camera comes out, he needs attention. Typical. Typical. Alright. It's the start of Thriller-a-thon. I'm very excited about it. I got a lot of really good books that I'm excited about. I'm not going to do an official TBR because things could change. Also, I'm definitely not finishing all the books. Okay, so there's 9 prompts for this readathon, which is crazy. Like, who is gonna read 9 books? I'm sure people will do it, but I'm not one of those people. I still have a job to go to. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through what I have picked out for the TBR because it's not gonna get finished, and also I'm very bad about changing my mind as I go, so I'm not gonna deal with that today. But I have started. I've gotten... This is my first book. First of all, can we talk about this awesome bookmark I got? Look at that. It's Nancy Drew themed, so we got like a magnifying glass and a old style flashlight and this question mark. Focus. Look at that. And it's this bright yellow color, which is I'm assuming they were going for, this is the color of all the original hardcovers, had this bright yellow. I was very excited to have that. And I think it's very appropriate for this readathon. What was I saying? Oh, this is the first book. It's covered a little bit. So the title is Keep This to Yourself by Tom Ryan. I've already started reading. I've been reading with my morning coffee. About a third of the way through already. This is the book for the shortest book on my TBR. That prompt, the shortest book. This is only about 300 pages. And yeah, it's pretty good so far. Basic premise, we have a small town that encountered a serial killer in the past. That was one issue I had with the book at the start. It took me a little bit to get into it because the start of the book, we're starting a year after the murders. And Connor, who's our main character, was best friends with one of the boys that was murdered. And it starts with him looking back at what happened and thinking about all this stuff, and this year's been so crazy and everything, and I didn't care for that intro perspective because I'm someone who like wants to know all the details. So starting with that, with like looking back on it and just getting like little snippets of what had happened was a little annoying for me because I was like, just tell me what happened right now. Don't space it out. Don't space out the info. But got through that section, and like I said, we're a third of the way through now, so now we're all caught up, and now Connor is... So what happens, what kind of sparks Connor getting back into this is he finds a note from... Oh my gosh, he's not named Connor. Wow, it's not... Connor is the boy that was murdered. Mac is the boy whose perspective we're following. My bad. Mac finds a note from Connor that he had left for Mac the night he was murdered, asking him to, telling him that he's found out this information and asking Mac to meet him on the beach at like midnight and to keep this to yourself. Don't tell anybody. But Mac didn't see the note when he first got it. Connor was murdered, and Mac didn't find the note until a year later. Here we are. And so now, Mac did take the note to the police to add to their investigation, which I really, really like that. Way too often in young adult books, the kids are just like, I'm going to take care of everything myself, not going to talk to any adults, not going to tell adults anything. And me, as an old person, is just like, child, why? But they didn't do this in this book. They went to the police, did the right thing. Good job. Now they are going forth and opening up, doing their own investigating, which, you know, not great, but I was very, very pleased with taking the initial trip to the police station. Good job. I really don't feel like we have any suspects at this point. It's a very unique mystery in that the murders happened and now the town has kind of like moved on, so you're not like solving the mystery in the time of the mystery, I guess. It's like all forward. I don't know, I'm not describing this well. But it's interesting. I feel like we don't really have suspects per se. We're just kind of exploring the town and getting to know about Connor and the impact that he had on the town and basically how the people have moved on, I think, since the murders. But Mac is still trying to figure out what happened, so I don't really know what's going on. But that's a good thing in a thriller. I think you should be like, what is happening? I like that. That's a very conflicting statement, since I just said I didn't like not knowing what had happened at the beginning of the book. I'm a complicated person. It's fine. Anyway, that's where I'm at so far with this book. I do need to get up, though. I've just been kind of isolated in my chair. I got my pillows. I got my blankets. I'm like in my own little nest, which has been great, but I need to get up and actually do stuff. Yes, I do. Nothing exciting is happening today. Cleaning. That's it. But I am going to get up. I am going to do stuff. I'm going to switch over to audiobook to do that. I've learned from past readathons that I really need to have an audiobook as part of the TBR because I can't just sit and read all day to get through a TBR. I need to get up and cook and clean and feed my cat. So to aid with that, I do have audiobooks planned for the TBR this time around. I'm going to start with The Silent Patient, which is for the prompt of like creepiest cover. Because have you seen that cover? Oh my god, it is so creepy. I really don't know anything about it. I think it's about a woman who's not talking. Like, she's in a asylum. She's in an asylum of some sort, and she hasn't spoken since she got there. And I think her therapist is like maybe investigating why she's in there. I don't actually know why she's in there. I don't know anything about this book. I just know that it has a really creepy cover. I think it did win something last year of like top thriller of the year or something like that And that was how it got on my radar. So we're going to start listening to that and make my bed. Yay. All right, it is now the evening time. I listened to about an hour of The Silent Patient and a little bit more of Keep This to Yourself. I'm really liking Keep It to Yourself. It could be anybody at this point. It feels like anytime Mac interacts with somebody for more than like a handful of pages, my brain is somehow able to correlate you're the bad guy. So very intriguing. It could be anybody. I've had to stop myself like 3 times now from flipping to the back to get some answers. That is a bad habit of mine, but I haven't done it, so that's good. I'm kind of on the fence for The Silent Patient. It is about a woman who killed her husband, and she doesn't speak from that day forward. So she's been convicted. She gets put into a asylum and hasn't spoken in years. There's a man, a psychotherapist, who, to my non-psychologist mind, would say has become obsessed with her, and he gets a job at this asylum specifically to work with her and heal her of her muteness, which is a little icky, I think. I'm not a big fan of that. But like I said, only just started. Hopefully it gets better. But right now, I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine, which, by the way, can you read that? I've fallen hard into this fandom. Didn't even see it coming. But yeah, gonna pour myself a glass of wine and have myself a bubble bath because it's Saturday and I can do what I want. I have finished my bath. I'm back in my waffle shirt. And I also finished reading Keep This to Yourself. What a crazy trip this book was. I think it's 5 stars. I think I'm going to give it 5 stars, which is very, very rare for me to give 5 stars to mystery thrillers. But it was just a really fun book. I really liked the characters. I really liked the plot twist. I did guess the plot twist before the actual reveal. But as I said before, I guessed like all the options, so I'm not sure if that's really telling of anything. I realized after I finished it, as I was gathering my thoughts, for the last like third of the book, Mac was kind of doing the same thing I was with like, you did it. No, actually you did it. No, actually maybe you did it. We're like, we just thought everybody we encountered had done it. Which was fun. We got to be crazy, suspicious weirdos together. Good times. But yeah, really, really good. Super psyched that I finished a book in one day. That hardly ever happens anymore. Yeah, so it is currently a little after 9. So I guess that is enough time for me to start a second book, which I'm looking at my pile on the counter. I think I'm going to start Dark Matter which is the group book. It's the book everyone that's participating in Thriller-a-thon is supposed to read. I know nothing about it. I had thought when I got it, I thought it was based on the Netflix show. And then just a couple days ago, I actually read the synopsis out loud for my husband and realized it was not. That's not what it's about. Honestly, the synopsis was not helpful in what the book is supposed to be, and from reviews that I've read since then, that seems to be the case. Like, it's just a very weird, confusing book, which will be interesting. I tend not like books that I don't understand, but we'll see. It has very, very good reviews all around, very high ratings on Goodreads, so hopefully it's good. But yeah, so gonna give the first couple of chapters of that a go before turning in, and I'll let you know what happens. Sunday, and I'm about to go get myself some lunch, but I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. I am about a third, maybe a quarter of the way through Dark Matter. This book is whack. I have no idea what's happening. Yeah, it's one of those ones that's like, there are different timelines and different universes, I think. Maybe based on your decisions that you make, there are different timelines that different yous or different versions of you can be in. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not sure why I like it. I was thinking about that just now, because normally if I don't understand what's happening in the book or in anything, I don't like it. I like knowing what's going on. And so yeah, I'm not sure why I'm enjoying this book as much as I am. Maybe because the main character, our narrator, if you will, also doesn't know what's going on. So maybe that's why we're just like stumbling through it together. I don't know. But yeah, that's good. I am unfortunately going to DNF The Silent Patient. I think it is a well-written story. I think it's well written. It's just not for me. I really need to like my characters, especially if they're going to be like the main character or the narrator. And our main character, the psychotherapist guy, he's just creepy, honestly. I don't like him at all. Yeah, and I don't mean that in like, yeah, he's just creepy. Like his first thought when he saw the woman whose name I'm blanking on, the silent patient, his first thought was disappointment because she wasn't as pretty as she used to be, which, what? And there's like quite a few unethical stuff going on, especially for that particular field of practice. And yeah, I'm just not feeling it. So I'm going to DNF that, and instead I'm going to get myself a new audiobook, and that's going to be Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. That book's going to fulfill the recommendation book, I think it's called. I forget the actual name of the title. A book you were recommended? Something like that. And yeah, Lock Every Door was the book that everyone was talking about last summer. So even though no one specifically recommended it personally to me, I feel like it has a lot of recommendation from the booktube community as a whole. So we're going to go with that. And also, I haven't read anything by Riley Sager, and I really want to because she's quite prolific. So hopefully I like it, and then I have a bunch of other books by her that I can also read.